Disclaimer, guys. Planned Brotherhood is not affiliated or associated with Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood is a registered trademark of Planned Parenthood Federation of America, Incorporated. Yeah, whatever.
Go! Planned Brotherhood! Planned Brotherhood! PJ are out of control. They would crash the airwaves with a microphone. So sit down tight and listen close. All the ladies now take off your clothes.
This week, for our family episode, we invited our cousin Tim to Seattle. We tried to discuss a little more than we actually did. We've also been getting a lot of good disclaimers called into our message line, and we invite you to call yours in to 206-338-7562. And the disclaimer to be read can be found on our Facebook page, MySpace page, and Libsyn page. Thank you.
So where to start, guys? Where to start? It's been too long, Timothy Allers.
I know. What the hell?
Let's start with what's your middle name? Because I wanted to say it and I forgot. Oh, Brian, right?
There you go. Spell it.
Is it a Y?
I'm going to guess
I'll bet
a
it's
Y.
some
Yeah,
dickhead Y, yeah.
It's a dickhead move.
Mine's with a Y, too. But Ryan, that makes more sense. If I
Yeah.
spelled Ryan with an I, that would be a dickhead move.
Yeah, it'd be Rianne.
Talking to you, Ryan Johnson. When we were little kids, Tim, did you like us or hate us or idolize us?
Desperately needed your attention.
Yeah? All right. I like that. Do you remember, because you were like on a weird outside fringe. Your name is Allers. You looked just like us. You're much thinner now. Well,
He
you
just
stayed
never
the
bulked
same.
up.
Right, yeah.
And I don't mean that you're scrawny, although kind
It doesn't mean that we
But
actually bulked up.
Compared to your fat ass.
I know. That's, I'm already going off on a tangent, but we haven't seen each other in a while. You and PJ especially.
Yeah.
I was really hypnotized by your sweat stains for a minute. Moving along, so you get off the bus not having seen us, and is that what your first thought was? What a bunch of fatties? What happened to these guys?
No, I kind of expected it.
How dare you?
You're actually thinner than I
Can
expected.
you hear it in our voice? But so you're on an outer fringe. Like I remember you used to take a lot of like karate classes
For 2 days.
and extracurricular things like that, like wrestling in school. We
Oh,
never
that's right,
did
you
any
do
of that.
wrestling, didn't you?
Yeah, first season I lost the
And
tournament.
we used to pick on you so much about it. Do you remember
Quack,
that?
quack.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to go back and tell that one because we were all pretty young, right?
Yeah, very.
And there's not much of an age difference between the all of us, so it's not like
Tim and
we're-
I are only 4 months apart.
It's not like Tim's 6 and we're teenagers pushing him to the ground. Like
Right.
it's just a natural thing that you do. And yeah, that had to do with karate, didn't it?
No.
You had a certain
No, it was
walk.
wrestling.
No,
It was a wrestling
It was a
move.
sidestep, and you thought I was walking like a duck, so you started going quack, quack, quack.
Well, see, the thing
Which is hilarious when you're 8, 9, 10 years old.
But see, the thing is, we're like
I'm
9
sure.
years old, and we're like making fun of you for whatever reason. And so, like, to beat us up, you get in your sidestep duck stance. Like you didn't throw a punch or anything
Okay,
like that.
total change of subject. Remember when I
No,
kicked...
no.
Remember when I kicked my shoe off?
I do
my
remember
foot?
that.
Wasn't that the same day?
I think it was.
Or one of the same days, because it went on forever.
He went from like side stance to karate kick, and it all went so bad. It all went so wrong.
Oh
You
my
have
God.
to admit that you probably had it coming. I mean, the dumb
Definitely.
thing.
Karma was working against me, I'm sure. No, I honestly don't remember a whole lot, but this is going to bring stuff back. This is going to be fun.
That's why this show is so much fun to do, Tim. You should have come sooner.
You remembered the quack quack and the shoe flying off. I thought those were
Yeah,
things
that's
that
all I had
only
written down to talk
remember.
about today.
Oh, really? Oh, goddamn, what else?
But see, back then it was so rare because, like, you lived far away from us and we were young. Like, our parents didn't hang out with your mom very much, if at all. And so, like, until we were older and old enough to, like, walk the distance, like, we never really hung out that much.
Yeah.
Because we lived on D Street, like, in South Tacoma, and you lived in more, like, southeast Tacoma.
Yeah.
And none of us drove. It was just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
well-
I'm talking about before we were even old enough to walk that kind of distance.
No, I walk that in my sleep.
Yeah.
With a bindle over your arm.
Exactly. Or on my skateboard.
Yeah, you showed up in a skateboard. You're still going. Although, did you guys skateboard together? I know you.
A little bit.
Yeah.
He
a little
taught
bit.
me. He tried to make me teach me to skate in a different stance.
Your brother Mikey, who's not related to us, right?
Correct.
Technically,
Technically.
he's related to you though.
Yes, through mom.
Just blood related or step?
Yeah,
Blood.
we're half brothers.
Oh, okay.
We don't. I don't even think of it that way. It's just my
Brothers,
buddy.
man.
Just
Exactly.
brothers through and
Just
through.
brothers.
This show's all
Exactly.
about brotherhood.
I feel like
Yeah.
I'm your brother.
And
Am I your brother?
of course.
You seem so needy in that
I
moment.
just wanted to make sure. Brother Bear. And how much older are you than Michael?
4 years.
Mikey? Why did I call him Michael?
I never heard him referred to as Michael before.
Yeah, he picked right up on the skateboarding. Mikey,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you
Mikey
guys
was
were
great from the
buddies. You guys made some short, but we don't advertise them.
One of the short videos was I almost feel like acknowledging it too now. After all that talk, like Tim's right.
That's what you call a not very smooth edit.
Yeah,
Tim's clamoring at the teat to point out the fact that we fucked up.
yeah,
Hell yeah, it's fun.
So let's move on. I had asked short videos.
yeah.
You
some
guys,
short films.
Tim, you were involved in some of those?
Yeah, I was.
Tim was in one called The Cop, where
I hear you directed this one, Tim.
That's right.
No.
Sort of. I was a cameraman.
What do you mean, no, PJ?
yeah, cameraman.
Yeah, I was a cameraman.
I was
I'm-
the
You were
star.
director of photography.
I can't be the cameraman as well. I'm the star.
Yeah, exactly. 2 stars.
Yeah, right. Because
Oh, you had a double role?
it's like a basic.
Was it like a Freaky Friday thing?
it's a basic.
I
Cop,
meant to say Parent Trap.
it's a basic cop movie. It's kind of like when Jesse's brother shows up from Greece, or Jesse Katsopolis' cousin shows up from Greece on Full House.
Yes, of course. It's exactly like that.
Man in the Iron Mask. Now I want
I'm clueless, but go on.
to. Yeah, it turns out towards the end of it that I'm some sort of android. Is that what I was? That I was or there was another one of me that was a robot going around. But it was full. The whole thing was an.
Were you doing a bad Schwarzenegger as
No.
the android? Thank God.
The whole thing was basically a movie as an excuse to make me say things like, "Looks like I'm a cop again," and things like that.
Was there a scene, and I'm being serious when I ask this, where you handed over your badge and gun?
I think so. Yeah. Mikey was the captain that fired me or whatever. He looks like he's 6 years old.
I know, he always did. Has he grown up at all?
Yeah.
Seems like that guy was waiting on a spurt that was not coming.
He's taller than me.
Is he really?
Slightly.
I can't tell how tall you are because you're so damn skinny.
5'9".
Oh, I'm taller than you.
So
Haha.
Haha, he's
You
probably
guys want
a
to
little
keep
bit
talking
shorter
about
than
my movies? Or?
me. No, probably not.
Yeah, what about the zombie one? Was Tim involved in that?
I don't think Tim was.
That
Oh,
was a zombie one.
it was one that me and Chris filmed in my mom's apartment.
No.
Where he was my zombie dad, and I was being terrorized by a zombie played by him, and it turns out he was my dad. And deep down, I was a zombie too. Like I didn't
What the
follow any
hell?
of the zombie movie rules.
Where the hell did that crap come
I
from?
don't know.
Were you smoking
And
yet?
this was before Shaun of the Dead, right?
Yeah.
Man,
And
you
then-
were on top of that.
And then there was one called The Hostage, where your sister played a hostage, and Mikey was my partner. We were sharpshooters, snipers. And he was my partner, and he told me not to take the shot, but I took it anyway. And I killed the girl instead of the hostage taker. I think that's where it looks like I'm a cop again, Cameron. Because Mikey comes in, and it's supposed to be like 10 years later, and now he's got a piece of tape over it.
I remember seeing that.
Same clothes, but he's got a mustache now. And
You guys don't even change wardrobes? The camera was probably off for a couple minutes there.
A few.
he lures me back. He lures me out of retirement because there's a case that only I can solve. So I leave Tim's bedroom, which was apparently the apartment set, and go into the hallway, and right there, the hostage taker is there with Mikey, and they were in it together the whole time. For some reason, they had to draw me out in order to kill me.
All I remember is
Sounds very plot heavy for being, what, 6 minutes long?
I don't have any of these tapes anymore.
I wish you did, man. We
Rest
could
in
convert
peace.
those to DVD. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. And then one called The Fastest Kid in the World, where Mikey shot a
Yeah.
BB gun and caught up to it and put a can on his head.
Really, that's it?
Yeah.
How many clicks do you think that would get on YouTube right now?
But it was funny. It was all in the way I shot it. Like, my idea to show how fast he was running was to have him jog in place while they circle him. That was the whole thing. Like, I just thought that was really funny.
it was horrible concept.
so
It
we
didn't
made
even
it.
work.
I can remember a couple of this was pre that. We were pretty young, but mom and dad had bought a camcorder a few years before, but it got to a certain point where they didn't care about it anymore, and so we were able to kind of take it over. And so we bought some blank tapes, and with the help of our Uncle Barry, made some hilarious sketch comedy. I remember mine was called Nightmare on Sesame Street. That was the name of my collection. What was yours?
I still think that's what mine was.
No, that was mine.
I always felt like I made that up.
You may have, but I stole it right from under your tongue.
That's more likely. All I remember is Barry having no interest in my sketch ideas and every interest in yours. Or at
Well,
least
I was
that's the way I
hilarious.
felt. And I would run away and be very upset.
I remember some that never made it past pre-production. They were just ideas, but the whole bit revolved around us finding a public pool that we could shoot in, apparently, and then pushing somebody into it. And then also there was a sketch about dating a girl, which we knew nothing about at the time, in which we were at the movies, and then we tried to put our arm around her, and then she dumped a full soda on our heads. Pretty hilarious stuff.
Yeah, see,
That's layered.
those were not my sketch ideas. Those were the ones that made the cut. Mine were obviously too smart for you guys. Tim, true or false on this rumor? You and Barry used to wrestle together with your pants off. Did that happen?
You can believe that if you want. I don't really care.
That's like an Allers legend.
Really.
I'll tell you the last time I heard that. It's the last time Graham and I had a real hard
Bring Grandma and said, "How dare you? That's just wrong, dude."
Have you seen Grandma lately or talked to her?
She's looking good.
I feel kind of bad. I haven't been there in 10, 11
No.
years.
10, 11 years? Seriously?
Yeah.
Have you talked to her at all? So you've never met her new
Last
husband?
year. No, I've
Husband
talked
of
to
the
him on
year
the phone.
every year since 1962. Just ask his bedpan; it'll tell you the same thing. And he looks nothing like Grandma. He looks nothing like Grandpa. Don't believe anything you hear. Do you have any memories of Grandpa, Bud?
Very, very, very few.
Well, you're about PJ's age, right? So you
Yeah.
guys were like 4
4.
when he died?
Yeah.
4. Yeah. All I remember is
I'll tell you guys, it doesn't seem like a lot being only 2 years older than you, but God, the memories I preserved. That extra 2 years on Earth, man, we had some moments.
the only thing I remember is laying on the floor in front of the TV.
Pants off.
Pants on. Yes, pants on. Remember that. But nap time, and he comes walking through, and the whole house is shaking. At least that's how it felt when I was 4.
Is that the earthquake of '86?
Probably.
Are you talking about because he was big?
I think the aftershock came out. In like '96.
I feel good because I'm hanging out with you guys, man.
Play Brotherhood!
PJ was always spending more time.
We're
with
not
me.
here to talk about your mom's side of the family.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
There's much part of my family. To be part of my family, you have to be a part of their family. That's just the way it is.
Yeah,
in
but
my
if you
life.
had to choose, like, what's your favorite part of the family to be associated with? I mean, you're having a lot of fun right now. That's clear in your eyes. Come on, the
The not-
Allers have always been up ahead, just even if only slightly.
How can I put this?
You
I
share
don't wanna
your
put it-
namesake, Tim.
I don't want to put it
With us.
gently because it doesn't. It'd be too nice. The not so needy ones.
The what?
Not
I didn't
so,
even hear you.
Not so needy ones.
I don't know what that means. I think,
I think
he
he's
insulted
inferring
me.
that word needy.
Obviously.
Why? Because
just
we
thought
put our
it'd be
thoughts
funny.
out there for the whole world to hear. The whole world hears this, Tim.
Cool.
We've got listeners in the UK right now trying to place what you look like. And we're going to put pictures up, folks. There's lots of pictures coming up.
There is no favorites.
You're very politically correct when it comes to family stuff. Like, you really don't want to bash anybody. Let's bash somebody. Let's talk shit.
I don't talk. The
Talk some
only
shit.
Will it help if me
The
and
only
PJ
one-
by ourselves talk about how ugly our mom is? Then you'll get in the mood.
See, Tim's a weird guy
she's,
that always.
she's a pleasant lady.
I love her. Yeah.
I'm
Tim,
just kidding, Tim.
See, Tim's too like that. Like, he has no problem with any of our family members.
Really, you've never had resentment towards any of your
He's
family?
all about forgiveness.
You guys were always seem pretty distant sometimes.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I just felt distant. Maybe it's just me because I always felt distant.
Distant?
Distant, correct.
Well, you lived in East Tacoma, man. It was hard to get over there. Now, later on, when I was like 18
Yeah.
and I lived with my mom,
Well, you
I was
came
at
over-
your house every single day.
Exactly. You were over all the time.
Yeah.
But everybody else, I don't know.
And how was that for you guys? Did you guys drive each other nuts, or were you cool?
A little
I
bit
think
both.
I pissed Tim off more than a couple of times. You remember once I was writing a screenplay?
Yep.
That's
And I
what we
was
called the Tim situation.
Oh, kind of. Not really.
What was that one about? I mean, obviously Tim.
It was
Obviously.
Tim. We'd sit around and piss Tim off. We would write down like everything he was doing while he was doing it. And he'd get mad at us, and I remember he kept saying the word audacity. That you would have the audacity to do this.
Really?
Well, like, you were very upset. Like, we're like,
No wonder I don't remember.
hey, dummy, we're going to write a movie about you, and we're going to make fun of you at it. And, like, we're writing everything down. By the way, this is me at 18. We're, like, writing everything
You had a
down.
job, didn't you?
And, like, somehow you thought it was actually going to be a movie or something like that. And you're like, you can't profit off of my likeness. And stuff like
Wow,
that.
really?
Like, it turned into a
Wow.
big, serious debate. It was so funny.
The Weinstein brothers did show some interest, though, right?
Yeah, that's true. Once I pitched it.
Honestly, I remember very little.
And why is that? Have you blocked certain things?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I was asking
From when
as a
I
joke.
used to come over?
Most of everything, honestly.
Why?
What?
Because of how it was?
Mike.
Oh, because of
Not
Tim's-
Mikey, your brother.
No, of course not.
Tim's stepdad, who hated that
former
I was
stepdad.
there all the time. Because I'd always go there and microwave corn dogs and
Yeah.
eat spaghetti.
Now he's no longer your stepdad. Is that correct?
No, yeah,
So
exactly.
now you can talk all the shit you want. It seems
Well,
like you.
Him, I don't give a shit about.
Okay, let's hear a little story then. What was it? And how long did he live with your family?
16. Whoa.
You were like
Jesus.
4 or 5, right?
Yeah, 4. About the time Mikey was born, they were married.
Yeah, and then till when? You were like 18?
I
19?
left when I was 20, but I think 3 years ago, Mom divorced him. So that had to have been nearly
And
20
she just
years.
reached her breaking point, or did they always pretty much get along until then?
They fought quite a bit.
Your entire
They're-
growing up?
Yeah.
All parents fight. Doesn't mean
Yeah.
it's not love, guys. Sometimes it's how you express it. I know it's really weird and deep.
No.
All right. Well, I mean,
Not this-
describe
not
it.
this-
How was it with you? Like, obviously, you and him did not get along.
This is kind of tough, but one of the darkest memories is every night, dinner time. He'd be like, all right, he'd sit at the table like, all right, Timmy, it's time to fight. And he'd find some reason to fight.
Just to argue?
Exactly. He'd come home from work.
So you don't mean ever physically?
No,
Okay.
he'd argue, he'd push me to the limits. And whenever I showed any signs of anger, he'd get even worse. Yelling and
Yeah,
screaming.
and I'm not saying that's right, but I do remember you. I didn't spend nearly as much time at your house as PJ did. But in the times that I was there, I do remember a few things where it was just like you guys always seemed to be at wit's end with each other, kind of like you and Mom, PJ.
Yeah.
And so there was just a lot of screaming going on.
Yeah.
And he also smoked a lot of pot in the garage, didn't he? You think that would
Probably.
calm him down?
No,
What do
unfortunately
you
didn't.
probably? He 100% did. I
Yeah, well,
remember that.
it did calm him down when I started smoking pot with him too. We did kind of get
That
along a
sometimes
little bit.
does it. Mom
Yeah.
went the other way with that one, but
But and when I moved to Alaska, I tried to restore some relationship with him. But when I moved back,
because it was easier when you didn't have to see him. You mean?
exactly, yeah.
okay.
You know, I wanted some kind of father figure, someone I could call dad, and it sort of worked for a while. But when I got back home, I found out from Mom and Shirley that after I left and after Mikey left, the abuse went to her, and I lost my mind.
In what way? Did you have a confrontation with him at all?
No, luckily, no. Every time I see him, I basically promised Shuri that I wouldn't confront him physically or be.
And Shree's your sister.
Yes,
Rest in peace.
yes.
How long has it been since her passing? If you don't want to talk about this, we don't have to.
A little over a year.
Yeah, I remember getting a text from you. It took me a while to follow up on that. I apologize. I was
It's all
going through
good.
some shit myself. Obviously not to the same degree.
Belch.
Well, that really brought the room down. Thank God your belch saved it. Let's continue, guys. Happier topics. Let's talk about your real dad. How long has it been since you've talked to him?
For anyone who doesn't know, Tim's real dad is Tracy from the show.
Our Uncle Tracy. Let me just run down the list. He was in episodes 30, 31, and with our Aunt Lori on episode 40.
Yeah.
Is there anything you...
What,
PJ?
What kind of role was that? Tracy is very open and aware.
Some
of
would say
being
outspoken. Not me.
A distant father.
Very.
So you agree with that he was a distant father.
Yes.
But so where does all that stem from, do you think? What was it? He just couldn't get along with your mom?
Well, that was the beginning, obviously.
That was the beginning.
But
He
they
didn't-
had been divorced when you were still pretty much a toddler, right?
Yeah, they divorced when I was 2. He didn't want kids, and he made it pretty
Oh,
clear
he's
to
made
me.
that. Yeah, he's made that clear all his life.
Yeah, he made that very clear to me. And
But I'd argue
think
that most people
I
don't
think
want
too
kids.
young
He
of
was
an
just
age.
quick to talk about it.
Yeah. To his own kid.
Is
Yeah.
that true?
I
Or did
think
you
it was
just hear
it was just
what he's
too
saying.
early. Yeah, I think it was just he brought it to my attention a little too early. Granted, I have always been the pretty sensitive child, but oh well.
Yeah. So what was it? Do you think that hurt it more or helped it more? Because usually there's, maybe I'm just thinking of movies, there's always a moment where it's like, all right, we've got each other, and then you guys kind of work something out. But was it like you were too sensitive, you didn't want to work anything out? Was there ever a point where you gave up on it?
Regretfully, I think that I did.
Yeah.
It was just,
But it took a long time.
yeah, I was putting a lot of effort, and I didn't feel like I was getting enough back.
So how did you?
I would agree with you, definitely. I mean, I saw your guys' interaction.
Yeah. How did you end it though? Did you let him know that like
No.
no?
So there was never any big blowout. It just kind of
No.
faded away.
Yeah.
When
So
was
how
it?
long has it been since you've talked to him?
Oh,
If you had to guesstimate, I'm going to use that word.
sure he's passing. I called him just to give him the news.
But did you talk to him or did you just leave a message?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Left a message, say, hey, it was really important. Please call me back. And he figured it was either one of the two. Either my sister or my mom passing.
Oh, I see. So how'd that go? How long did you talk to him on the phone that time?
A few minutes, and then I called him back, and I sounded a lot more cheery because I was like excited.
Because
Yeah.
you had reopened communication with him?
Correct.
I mean,
But-
he's a fun guy to talk to. I'll acknowledge that.
Yeah, but when I talked to him, he sounded a lot more down from what I remember. I always remembered him.
What do you mean by down?
Like monotone, almost talking kind of like this.
Yeah, well, he had
You
some
know,
rough patches too. I mean,
Yeah.
he's been open enough about that. But yeah, he's still the same guy. I hate to tell you about your own dad, but let me go on and on. But you know, he's not sporting the Jesus hair anymore. At
Really?
least
I
no
guess
longer
I'll-
in a cowboy face. Oh no, don't turn it off, Tracy. Inside
So
joke.
you're in a cowboy phase.
But I'm rocking the long hair anyway, so there we go.
Yeah, you are.
3 years now.
Are you trying to be so much like him that you want to have and abandon a child? Is that what you're saying?
No.
That's how much you want to be him
Minus-
in the cowboy
minus-
phase years?
Minus the having and abandoning a child.
Oh, okay.
In fact, the biggest reason I don't want to have a kid is, even if there's a 3% chance my kid could be a carrier of CF, I'm not going to risk it.
A carrier of what?
Cystic fibrosis. That's
Oh.
what got Shuri.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want the line. The buck fucking stops here.
Cut off the gene pool.
Absolutely.
I'm thinking about abandoning my kid.
How
And-
much thought? You say you're thinking about. How much thought have you actually given this?
Well, you can go.
Have you written anything? Have you talked to anybody?
This is basically what I say. It's not like I'm the only guy in the world to abandon his kid. You know what I mean?
But
like,
what do you mean by abandon? She's too old now to you get away with putting her in a dumpster. Let's say
no, I mean like
you're gonna leave her like in a public place, like a restroom.
No, I don't mean open her up for kidnapping. I mean skip the fuck out of her life.
Oh, I see. I
Good
see.
luck. Not
I
my
thought you were
problem.
talking like make a scene
Yeah.
about it.
No, like disappear. Good luck with the child support. Like just deadbeat, not their parent.
Not honorable, in my opinion, to be honest.
Well, I mean, so I should wait till
You
she's
heard what he said,
3 or
though.
4 to give her some good memories.
Yeah. Well,
How many Christmases do I got to give her? I'm gonna call Tracy and ask him.
yeah, I'm clueless.
That's the
I don't
longest
know.
bit we've ever done. That was a
Tim,
bit,
obviously,
Tim.
I'm kidding. I'm not gonna.
Tim lost
God
all
damn,
color
you
in
got
his
me
face.
going.
He really thought we were going with that.
Even after I already told you that my wife and I were getting a divorce.
Yeah, I know.
and that
okay.
was a joke.
Okay, I've had a beer.
You're gonna fall for
You've
it.
had one
Yeah.
beer.
I've had one beer. I have Crohn's, so I get drunk really fast. All right?
I think I'm gonna make you fall for one more thing today. That's my
Okay.
goal.
I'm sure.
You said you have Crohn's?
Yes, it sucks.
Whatever happened with that floating bone? I remember you talking about a floating bone one time.
I don't remember.
You
Heat
got a
exhaustion.
floating
Do you ever
bone.
suffer from heat exhaustion anymore?
Obviously,
What about
I don't know if you're
Yeah.
being sarcastic or not.
both.
Okay.
what is it about a 6-pack? You mentioned a 6-pack of beer.
What put me in the hospital?
Mm-hmm.
Last time I drank really heavily was at Josh's Halloween party, and I had 2 Hornsbys, 2 Budweisers, and 2 shots of red rum within a 5-hour period. mind
Yeah.
you. That's less about a drink an hour.
Up until you almost died, though, you're probably feeling pretty good.
Yeah. The next morning, I was like, "Take me to the hospital. Somebody take me to the hospital."
It's just a hangover.
Yeah, pretty much. But it was really intense.
Did they diagnose something other than a hangover?
No, because the doctor didn't even see me. That's why we left.
Oh. You think you were just going to ask for some Vicodin?
Something. I was like, just give me
Do you have any
something.
Vicodin?
No, I don't touch that shit. That shit'll kill
Me neither, man. That shit'll kill you. I had 2 like within the last month. It was pretty sweet. Not at
Yeah.
the same time.
We do not advocate or condone such.
All right, you already read a disclaimer.
I couldn't hold it straight through that one.
In fact, yeah, that's all we needed, right? The disclaimer.
I see green.
Tim, it's been a pleasure.
Probe away. I'm not gonna hide nothing. I'm honest. I'm part of the HL Army for a reason.
The what army?
HL Army. You guys don't listen to BJ Shea?
BJ Shea in the morning?
Yes.
Oh,
No. Okay.
no.
Oh, you guys must not be up early enough.
I was trying to decide if any of those were words. So what's the HO army?
H hole.
H hole.
H hole. H stands for honest. Making you H hole. H hole for speaking the brutal and beautiful truth. Blah, I'm stoned.
H hole army.
Yes.
The letter H, HOLE.
Yep.
Where's the hole come into play?
You've heard Dennis Leary?
There's a hole
an
in
asshole.
your honesty. Yeah.
Asshole. Instead of asshole, we're an H hole.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I know.
I take it you're not a fan of BJ Shea. You don't like lower class Tom Likas?
I don't know what BJ Shea is.
I think he's a local personality, right? Or is he
99.9.
syndicated?
Oh yeah.
Well, he does have a radio station. People can listen worldwide.
Unless he's on.
And he does have worldwide listen.
0.5 cats. Yakima. I'm not hearing him. It's all Risha in the morning for me.
99.9.
Not to mention DJ Viking.
KISW.com. Go online.
Yeah.
PJ doesn't like music.
Maybe I'll
Ca-
do that just for
He has like
BJ Shea's
He
gay
ha-
army.
no. He has a 2-hour interview with Kevin Smith.
Oh yeah.
They're friends with him now. It's badass.
I bet Kevin Smith didn't let him say a word. If I had a 2-hour interview with Kevin Smith, I don't know. I might be marginally excited for what, 17, 18 minutes?
Yeah, and then you're like,
I'd rather
is it-
just sit there and watch him talk. I don't want to talk to him.
that's all you have to do. So, okay, I'm part of the H-hole army. Whatever I have to say to get you to talk about your dad. You're part of the H-hole army. That means
Okay,
you're honest,
whatever.
right?
All right, just talk. Just
Okay.
ask.
One story I just want to know if you have any recollection of this because I had never heard it, but he told it on the show. Was that as a child you couldn't have been more than a kindergartner? That you had done something in school to piss your teacher off, and it got back to your dad, and he lined up some toys in front of you and smashed them in front of you.
Vaguely, I don't remember. Don't remember what I did.
Okay,
But
I'm not.
I
Gonna
remember
do this.
this
I feel
toys being
bad. Like I'm
smashed.
just. Tim's not going to
It
sleep
feel-
tonight now because
It feels exploitative, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Don't worry about it. Ain't gonna
Just
affect me
think
none.
of us as TMZ. Forget that we're cousins for a little bit.
No, we don't
jeez.
want to draw it out.
No.
MTV faggots who are named after animals.
Play Brotherhood.
Honestly, really stoned now.
You're really stoned?
Very.
That's the perfect time to ask you this question then. Do you believe in God?
Yes.
You do.
Yes.
Now, last I think PJ had heard, and maybe this is a rumor, and you can call him on it now if so, but how long has it been since you were interested in the actual religion of Jehovah's Witnesses?
It's the foundation of my beliefs.
Still, today.
Yeah.
But growing up, you never really
Does
had
that-
to
is that-
suffer through going to meetings
True.
or
But
anything like that.
Yeah, you,
I guess
you lived a
it's-
life.
You
I-
celebrated Christmas, birthdays.
Yeah, that's true.
But
That's
you
very
were
true.
aware of the religion. You didn't feel
Yes.
inclined to join it then?
Correct.
But you would occasionally try. It seems like it was
Yeah.
something that you would go for until Christmas came around.
Pretty
Atari 2600, right?
pretty much. Yeah.
I'm just curious. So is that to indicate that you still go to meetings? You go door to door preaching the news?
No, I don't. But I don't talk shit. I don't talk shit about Jehovah's Witnesses. In fact,
I'm not asking you to, Tim.
Okay.
I'm just getting the facts here.
No, I'm okay.
I'm just curious because I obviously myself am not in it anymore. But is the reason that you wouldn't truly declare yourself a Jehovah's Witness, unless you do, and I'm wrong, but you have smoked pot and cigarettes and drank, well, not really drank, but I'm saying that you're doing things that your facial hair alone is not approved within the
Yeah.
religion.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you believe in it, but not enough to actually take the steps that Jehovah says is required?
You
I just-
believe in it, but if you wanted to be any part of it, they would make you change so much about your life.
Exactly, and I don't want to change those parts of my life.
But aren't you
And-
worried that as a result of your procrastination that you're going to die when Armageddon comes?
Okay.
Because if you... I'm just saying, you know all the
I-
facts, I assume.
Not all. I wasn't.
But you do know that
do you believe in,
Armageddon
like-
will wipe the wicked from the earth.
Yeah.
Do you believe in a heaven and
1914,
hell
has that come or gone?
Yeah. Heaven and hell. Yes.
going to after you die?
Yes.
See, Jehovah's Witnesses, 100%.
So it sounds like you might
Okay.
have
Believe in that.
aspects of different religions?
Yes. Exactly.
Okay. Okay, that
But
makes more sense.
To me, it always seemed as the core because I guess it's a story my dad told me that got grandma into Jehovah's Witnesses. Oh,
What-
no.
I don't know if I know that story.
I think I've
Okay.
heard this probably made-up story. It
Prob-
always sounded
Probably made up on
to-
Tracy's
Okay.
end?
No,
Yeah.
by Grandma.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But she said, well, okay, Dad said that people would come over to her house, of all religions. And
Just to clarify, I have heard this story.
Okay, yep.
You tell me if you think it's made up.
And
I think Grandma
at the
makes shit
end, and at the end, when the witnesses came, they said that they know these things to be true, and everybody else said they believe. And
Right.
to know something is true gives
So
no
it was
room
just
for doubt.
in the way they phrased it that
Yeah.
sold her.
That's what she says, that they didn't believe things, they knew things. And I think there's also something about they were the only ones that could point to it in the Bible or something like that.
Oh, okay. Well, that I don't know.
And that ruined a lot of lives. Thanks for being such an easy target, Grandma.
Well, Tim
I
would
got
disagree with you.
I got stuff out of it.
Yeah, I know, but like I say, even the belief, you respect that this was a religion part of growing up, and maybe that Grandma's a part of it. But I mean, not this is no offense, but you didn't even know that they don't believe that you go to a literal heaven or hell.
Yeah.
That your goal isn't to go to heaven. Your goal is to live forever on earth.
Boring.
So I mean, yeah, I mean, you can have a respect for it. You weren't really in the inside workings of it,
No.
seeing hypocrisy and just ridiculous.
I heard it from you guys, though. You guys made
And
it
he
very
doesn't even
clear.
listen to the show. He knows
Yeah,
this stuff.
Listen to our
Yeah.
podcast. We go into a lot of it. And your dad is very anti-Jehovah's.
Well, he's always been
No.
that way.
To be clear, I'm anti-organized religion.
But Jehovah's Witnesses is a super organized
Yeah,
religion.
I know.
It's to an exaggerated degree.
I'm a walking contradiction, though. At least I feel like it
I
sometimes.
think you're a Nimrod. I guess.
It's
Was that
possible.
a Green Day joke?
Yeah.
That was pretty
I
good,
could think of
man.
another
Nimrod.
song.
I was trying to work one up in my head too, but that was brilliant. I'm sorry, Tim. Continue.
We were talking about Nimrod from the Bible.
There's two books.
So you're
about me.
walking down a boulevard of broken dreams. Continue.
Honestly, I lost myself now.
But see, I remember as kids too, religious, not necessarily with Jehovah's Witnesses, but there's a church you would go to, and we would all skate in the parking lot. You wore
That is really right into the mic. That's
Yeah.
so awesome. I made him laugh with my non sequitur so much. Yeah, that was really painful to watch all that pot smoke billow out your nostrils.
I didn't feel a thing. I've done it so many times.
That was like 9/11 all over again right here in my own bedroom.
Okay, I'm tired of those jokes.
You think 9/11 was an inside job?
I don't care.
Are you offended by 9/11 jokes?
I'm offended that people are making jokes about people who died.
Yeah.
What if we don't make jokes about the people, just the buildings themselves? Like if I were to say
Okay.
every time I play Jenga, it reminds me of 9/11. Is that distasteful?
It's funny.
Obviously not. You laughed. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me
I'm a
ask you this, Tim,
hypocrite.
and we cannot keep this in here because it's obviously ripped off from another podcast.
What about if
Let me ask my
Sorry,
question.
go ahead.
Tim, what's the difference? Just answer. I don't know. By the way, what's the difference between jelly and jam?
You're totally changing the subject off of 9/11.
No, what's the difference between jelly and jam?
You can't. I can't jelly my cock down your throat. Tell that joke to everybody you know. It's the best one ever.
No, it's lame.
Yes, it is.
It's lame.
PJ and I laughed
It's
like
lame.
assholes
Okay, here's
forever.
one. Okay, quick change. How many babies does it take to fit in a microwave?
How many?
2.5.
What? I get it.
Is
I
that a
guess.
Solomon joke?
The fact that I know.
Yeah. It's a weird kind of joke.
I think the delivery was wrong, maybe.
So would you be
Probably.
offended if, say, I saw one of the fat guys falling out to his death, and I said, "Oh, someone must have been holding a donut outside the window." Ha ha ha.
I
Well,
laugh,
that's just not
but
funny.
It's really not.
Whether it's in
I-
good taste or
I-
not, there's got to be a joke there.
I giggle, but I don't know. Maybe I'm more offended by people who make money off that tragedy. Like
How do you feel about
movies.
racism? Racism is pretty funny sometimes.
Of course.
Oh, God.
Our country is based on racism.
You're all over the place.
Who are you talking to when you say that?
Tim.
Oh, okay.
His belief system is all over the place.
I know I'm like that.
After 9/11, did you want to join the military?
Yeah, but I couldn't.
Why?
Didn't graduate high school,
I'm
Crohn's,
surprised they care.
and yeah, Crohn's.
floating bones.
Yep, and I didn't even have a GED, so I don't.
Do you now?
Nope.
Neither does PJ, but he's getting one next week, aren't you, guy?
That's right. I'm going to school.
Right on. What happened to your IQ test?
What about my IQ test?
Didn't you take an IQ test way back, like I don't know. I don't even remember how old you were.
Maybe. Yeah, probably.
You said it was like borderline genius or something. You were, you were
I think
I
I
remember
remember
exaggerating.
that. No, I swear, I scored whatever they said borderline genius was. It was like an online test.
Was it
probably
pop
fake.
culture?
Oh, of
themed.
course, it was online test. Okay, I thought you.
Oh,
went,
wow.
Yeah, of
I
course.
hear. Okay, I spent all these years thinking you actually went somewhere to take this test.
Like, listen, the point is, I'm borderline genius. Okay.
Clearly, he's got the facts to back this up.
So then I must be the true genius.
Maybe if you got the online test to prove it.
I do not drink beer, but when I do, I prefer the sakis.
Like nothing even happened.
Was that rude?
I like that. No.
Just an
Like it never happened.
No, it's because I was really about to ask you something, but I feel like God, we're just jumping topics so much.
It's fine, PJ.
Do what
with
needs to
it,
be
go
done.
with
It's
it.
loosey goosey today.
Yeah. Let's go down a list of family. This is something we like to do with family. Let's go down a list of family,
I love this part.
and you just give your basic rundown of that family member.
Just in a few words,
What you
complimentary or no, it doesn't matter.
We really like to start shit, but
No,
I
this
think
is not to start shit. I swear.
I think Tim's is going to be 100% complimentary. Do you remember, Tim, that I used to
not 100%. That'll be boring.
I always used to get so frustrated with you because I said that you never disliked a movie.
Yeah.
Every single movie you ever watched.
Yeah, and
I
PJ
liked
liked.
it. Good.
PJ had reminded me of that, but then today, sitting down with you again for the first time in a while to talk about movies, now I'm spacing on what it was, but he said I liked the first half, not the second half. That's more of an opinion than I've ever heard before now.
Oh, what movie was that?
I can't remember. Do you?
Nope.
It was
The first half and the second half.
Short Circuit 2? That's what it was.
Short Circuit too.
Yeah, it lacked in the second half. I agree, Tim.
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, I don't remember that movie.
Neither do I. Sorry, guys.
So, what movies have you seen lately? What's the last movie you disliked?
Was this the change of topic you were referring to?
No, we're going to talk about family.
Oh, okay.
Last movie I disliked.
Are you talking theater-wise?
Anything in this on the Sci-Fi Channel?
9/11 themed? Yeah, but that's not
Obviously.
a movie, though.
Oh yeah, nope.
And clearly you're not talking about the one about the man that's also a
Theater
tarantula.
movie. Theater movie. Yes.
That was pretty fun.
Tarantula?
Tarantula.
That's a guess, but I'm sure I'm right.
It's pretty close, yeah. Somebody let us know.
All right, so let's go down the family.
Okay.
There's the oldest, who's my dad.
Oh, so we're just going uncles and aunts then? I thought we'd go cousins because we got a cousin here.
Oh, okay. Let's go cousins.
Never mind. Let's start
No,
with...
let's go cousins.
No, your idea's better.
No, it's better, because when you say, like, oh, let's start with my dad, that's usually one of my dad's siblings. This is our cousin. So, Ashley.
Ashley. Since you guys don't want to go too nice, she was always.
Yes!
I loved
This is
her,
starting
but
out
she.
great.
I love her. I love her to death, but she always did seem kind of spoiled to me. Love her to death.
In the sense that Grandma was so obsessed with her? I mean, that was
Yeah.
definitely part of it.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that with her. She fully admits that.
Yeah.
Kind of a B word. Kind of a see you next
See-
Tuesday.
Does it rhyme with hunt?
Yeah. You know.
No, I love her though. Come on, she's family.
I do love her, too. I've been hanging out with her more recently. Actually, we should hang out soon.
And
Also, I'm not going to...
Yeah, get a hold of me too.
Never mind, I can't tell
Please.
that story because I know specifically. When I told her you were going to be on the show, she said, just let me know when it airs. She really wants to hear it. Because, God, it has to have been so many years since you've seen her.
Longer than I seen Grandma.
So we're talking
More than 11 years.
Baker's dozen,
Yeah.
probably.
Caleb and Lacey.
Caleb and Lacey.
Did you know that Lori's a lesbian now?
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
Hate
Don't
it.
care.
You don't care?
Don't care?
Don't care.
That's
Cool.
a fair
Go for
answer. Cool, go for it. Have you met her
Nope.
significant other?
it. Nope.
Do you have any interest in meeting her? She's a
Sure.
very sweet lady.
Sure.
She's been on the show, too, Tim.
Okay. Cool.
I feel like you're not too excited about it.
Like, there's
You
something...
don't like lesbians.
Is that what this is? Have you never seen a
Be
good porn?
honest, Tim. It's an
Okay. Good
honest
point.
person.
I've never liked lesbian porn. Okay.
Is that right? Neither
It's
is PJ.
true.
That's something you guys
I
share
don't
in
like
common.
lesbian porn.
It's not that exciting.
All right. So
Well-
Caleb and Lacey.
Caleb and Lacey don't have enough memories.
You don't have
Wow.
any memories?
Not
Remember how
enough.
fat Caleb was? That's worth talking about again. I'm talking about as a baby. Baby fat.
Baby fat. Okay, sure. I honestly don't remember enough.
When's the last time you've seen them? You know that guy's the size of a raisin, but
Last,
with big hair.
last time I saw them too long ago. I have a vague memory of going
Caleb
to.
lives here, too. in
Goddamn.
Seattle.
Isn't that who? See, I remember so little that I don't remember who their mom is.
Lori.
Lori,
Okay.
lesbian Lori. We just covered this.
Okay, Jesus.
You are really stoned.
Yes, I am. And
you wanna take a
very
break?
short on memory.
Do you want to take a break?
Sure.
I shot my tibby.
Play Brotherhood.
So one cousin worth talking about would be Tiffany. Now you got a phone call from Tiffany, is that right?
Yes, I did. Sure did.
I'm interested in that
Could
because
not have been more stilted, sir.
you mentioned that because everyone who listens know that Tiffany was very upset with us, and we told you that. We said, "Oh yeah, Tiffany's mad at us," and you said, "I know."
I know. Yeah,
Tim's fully informed on the situation.
fully informed. It's been a while, like a couple, like maybe 2 years. It was around Christmas time when she stopped by. Actually,
Wait, are you talking? No, I'm talking about when she called you.
yeah, and then I met up with her
He's
shortly
setting
after.
the scene, buddy. Give him a minute.
I know, but no, he's talking about 2 years ago. That's not when she was mad at us about this last Facebook.
He's not talking about that. He's setting a scene.
You
Last time he saw her, the relationship he has.
You're saying you talked to her just recently on the
No,
phone?
not recently. I can't remember how long. It could
He
have
hasn't
been.
talked to her in 2 years on the phone. We
I
were
saw her
wrong.
in person, and she was upset that
2 years ago you saw her in person. Just
Yeah.
recently you talked to her on the phone.
No,
No,
I thought okay.
that's what he's saying.
Exactly.
Oh, never mind. So she was mad at us 2 years ago?
I think. Well, not. I don't know to what degree she's mad at you guys now, but she was.
Oh, she's
upset.
mad at us now.
This is what she was mad at, right? That like, oh, she comes to town and she wants to visit family because I'm all about family. I'm
Yeah.
family oriented, and we don't see her.
Exactly.
That's what she was mad about.
Yeah.
That's what she's always fucking mad about.
That's not what she's mad about most recently.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
People should go back. What the fuck? Episode 61, Dude, Where's My Birthday Party? Tim, we're going to pause and listen to it. Then you'll be... No, basically what happened was she was personally offended by our attitude towards religion. Because
Okay.
she's still a Jehovah's Witness,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's all it came down to. That's what we thought you had already been tipped off to.
But see how
Probably to some degree she was even mad back then.
Yeah, I could tell. I read that. Yeah.
So what? So what do you do when you hang out with her? You see her and her kid, and
Didn't she have more than one kid at the time? She had a
She's
few
a factory
kids.
now.
no, she only has 2 kids now, and she
Okay.
just recently had her second kid.
Okay. I thought that. Okay. I don't. Okay.
Yeah, full-fledged factory.
Yeah. So what did you do to meet up with her?
I gave her my address and she came by.
Weird. She's so weird like that.
It's not that. I mean, because it's her and we know her, yes, of course it's weird. But it's not weird for a cousin to want to hang out with a cousin. Tim's here tonight.
but it's weird
Yeah.
to like make a big deal and like be so upset when the cousins like don't come and hang out with you guys. And then like when she was mad at
Because she
us
wants to
on
show off her kid and
Facebook-
say, hey, I'm a mom. Let me throw my momness in your face.
yeah, and I'm not interested in that.
That's-
And she should realize that we're all in our mid-20s now, and come on, we can move beyond
Mid?
that. I
Yeah,
don't
thanks
have
for
to
calling me
hang out-
mid-20s, guys.
I don't have to hang out with like all my cousins just because they're my cousin. If they're not interesting, then I don't want to hang out.
Wow.
I told her that too because she had come to Lori's house and she wanted me to go, and I was like, "Oh, sorry, I have to work." And then when we were fighting on Facebook, I told her, "By the way, I didn't have to work. I just didn't want to see you." It was great.
Because that's mature.
Very mature.
Your dad was involved in that argument too. He was right there mixing it up, pissing her off like the rest of them.
Well, he gets a nice charge out of it, as do we all. Any cousins left? Or should we move to the big honcho? Have you talked about your dad yet, Tim? Tracy? I'm going to forget that first part happened.
Who's next?
Cousins wise, I don't know. Amy and April. I love them.
I
Haven't seen them. I love them. Melissa, she's pretty weird, huh?
We'd be referring to our little sister,
Yeah,
Melissa.
of course. Well, yeah.
She's a handful. In more ways than one.
Here's a recent picture of her.
Don't do it. Don't.
Recent. Oh, wow. Sorry.
I'm sorry. All right, so where is this going?
Good question.
What do you want to talk about, Tim? How was Alaska
Awesome. A lot of great stories. I was a cook for a while.
in
For
Alaska?
2 years, yes.
Where at? Like some kind of high-end restaurant? Or
There were no high-end restaurants. I was in a small island of Sitka, and it was a pretty small restaurant, one of the best in town. Not just because I worked there, but it was.
Are you not allowed to drop names? I'm curious, in
The
case I'm ever in Alaska.
The Bayview restaurant. It's
Okay.
not the same anymore because the original owner sold it. But when I worked there, there was a lot of fucking.
So how did you end up in Alaska, of all places? Had you ever even visited before you moved there?
Nope. My best friend Robert called me one day and he's like, "Hey, my dad got me a place and a job up in Alaska. He said I could bring a friend. You want to come?" I said, "Hell yeah!"
Just to get out of town,
Yep, just to get out of town, get
get out
away
of the
from
shadow
home.
of your awful stepdad. I understand.
Your awful father.
Awful. I
Drop
don't
him
know.
a line. See ya, pops.
I don't know about awful. Just
See you, so-called dad.
I heard you.
Continue, please.
Yeah.
well, he called me and
You sent him a Polaroid, flipping him off.
when I got up there, I had a job within a month. Broke my rib about 2 months later.
Broke your rib.
Yeah.
What was your job?
Well, the
Rib
first
breaker?
rib breaker, yes. No,
Why
fish
did I
processing.
laugh at that?
You ever see Rib Breaker with Robert Redford? It's
Yeah.
It
kinda-
wasn't
It was
Keanu Reeves in that too.
What's that?
Wasn't Keanu Reeves in
In
that too?
Rib Breaker, yeah.
What
I
did
think
he?
that
was
was
in
just
Rib
rib
Breaker,
break.
too.
I
Yeah.
think no. Did he still have a Jesus complex then?
Meaning long hair? I think so. We're talking about Parenthood phase, Keanu Reeves.
Wow, I'm lost all of a sudden.
You were making your way to Alaska. What was your job when you broke your rib?
I was
Rib
working.
breaker?
Second time's a charm, man. That was beautiful.
Second time. I was working at a fish processing plant during the herring season. Our forklifts broke down, and everybody had to pull them PVC pipes that were held in the fucking totes of fish and herring eggs, so they could flash freeze by hand with bars or rope. And
I do not understand this metaphor.
yeah, we had 35 pounds. Fuck it.
No, it's
No,
okay.
no.
See-
I was laughing at my own joke still.
No.
So you break your rib.
No. I was doing shit I shouldn't have done. God damn, I don't know where I'm going with this now. I was working at the fish processing plant, and during herring roe season, we put all the fish into 3,500-pound totes with the eggs, and we put 18-inch PVC pipes in there with holes in them so they'd flash freeze overnight. And the next day, the packaging department where I worked would use a bar or rope with the forklifts, and they'd lift the PVC pipes out. And one day the forklifts broke down, and we all had to take them up by hand with the bar. Like, put the bar in there and just lift up on one side, pretty much. And on the 5th day, I snapped a rib.
Your 5th day working there?
Yeah, no, 5th day doing that.
Oh, I gotcha.
It had been about a month.
I gotcha.
I have a question, and this is kind of related. How's your love life?
Horrible.
Really?
Horrible.
When's
How
the last
has it
time you had a girlfriend?
10 years.
10 years. How old are you, sir?
27.
Okay. We can give her a code name. We don't have to say her name.
What was her name?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Melissa.
Melissa.
Pigface. Was that Pigface?
Pig
PJ.
face.
That was
Yeah,
Pigface.
it was
Time
Pig
has
face.
passed.
Yes.
Who coined her pig face?
PJ.
Me. I told you about her earlier. I
It
was
seems kind of
remembering
rude.
your old
He hasn't had a
girlfriend.
girlfriend in 10 years, and then you call her pig face?
But he knows what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
exactly.
It's the same. I'm asking.
It's the
That's
same girl, yeah.
Let me ask you
Yeah.
this. Did she have a pig face?
Yeah, she did.
Oh. So you don't like pine over her still
Hell no.
a decade later.
No.
Why has it been so long? Do you just are you not out on the scene? I mean, I haven't had a girlfriend in a long time.
Have you had any boyfriends in the last 10 years?
Tons, actually.
That's what I should have asked.
No, just I put myself in the scene, just didn't work out.
Yeah, but not since you were 17. It seems like you've learned a lot since then.
Apparently not.
Yeah, but you said you don't even make an effort to try.
No, I do make an effort to try, just never
like
work
what?
out.
You go out to the bar.
No, I like to be
That's
more
where
casual.
to go, buddy.
Yeah.
What? More casual than a bar?
I don't like going to the bar because it's too goddamn loud and you have to get in their face.
Walk around a Safeway, maybe strike up a conversation on the cart contents of some lady, some pig face walking by. Have
Just casual encounters, I guess.
you ever been in love, Tim?
Yeah.
Oh, who? Tell me.
Charlie, you remember her?
Charlie. Char.
Charlene.
Char.
But she was never your girlfriend, or she was a girlfriend before Pigface?
Before.
Oh, okay. Man, so all yours go back a long time.
Yeah.
How do you even retain enough memory of them to jerk off now?
I don't.
You don't?
I
Well,
don't.
I'm
Not
su-
to
I'm
them.
Sure they got MySpace pictures.
Not to them. No.
Yeah, have you stalked these girls on MySpace recently?
No.
Man, that's all it's good for anymore. Have you jumped on the Facebook bandwagon yet?
Nope.
You should, man. That's where it's
I
at.
don't have time for that shit. I'm a pirate.
You don't have time for it?
No, I'm a pirate. Arr. Movies, videos. I download all that.
Are you professionally?
No, just
Good,
I
man.
just
That takes up
spend all
all
my-
your spare time.
I know.
Yeah,
I know a
exactly.
guy that sells pirated movies. He makes a pretty good supplemental income doing it.
I tried, but it just nobody ever paid.
You tried how? Did you like set up a cardboard table?
No, I just told, hey, I have movies.
Well,
Let
why
me
are
know
you
what want.
fronting them? What do you mean? You gave them movies and they never paid you for it?
A couple of times, but
Oh,
other people.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't pay the guy either. You can't front movies. Yeah, get money.
I
on
always
the
gave,
front.
and I gave them away for free a long time. I figured I get it free, I give it for free.
So what do you got in your bag there, buddy?
Uh,
Could use a little live free or die hard if you can help me out.
nothing on me. I have a new Alice in Chains still.
Sweet. I'm sure it's terrible. You said you haven't listened to it yet?
A
I'm
bit
going to
of it.
assume it's terrible. Without Lane Staley, there is no Alice in Chains. Is that
It
it's
does.
just me?
It does
Which
miss a
one,
little
he's on
bit.
vacation.
An extended vacation, you could say, sure.
It does miss a little bit its edge. Dead silent.
Why does everyone look at me?
You're Mr. Computer Man. You're in control of this show.
Well, you keep talking about Alaska and then stopping.
Oh, good point. Well, damn, some good stories. I do remember a time I got so goddamn shit-faced, I don't even remember how I got to my boat.
This sounds good.
You lived on a boat?
For a couple of months, yeah. It was fun and living at the end of the dock, being rocked to sleep every night. But one morning I get up. I just pretty much gotten laid off. It was the end of the season. I didn't just want to stand around and do nothing, so I was like, I resign. I'm done for the year. See you next year. This was before I got the job in the restaurant. And I get up like 9 in the morning, start walking around, no money, no food. I sneak into the break room of Sikasun Seafoods where I was working, and grab some of the fucking little, like, I don't know, bag of rice shit, just
Yeah.
munchies. And I go to a friend's house after eating that, and someone comes over with like 3/4 of a bottle of Absolute vodka. And he's like, "You want some of this?" Grabbed the bottle and I just chugged most of it, like all but like 2 or 3 gulps, on an empty goddamn stomach. Woke up a few hours later in a dude's room after puking, apparently.
In his room?
In his room. Just laying on the floor. And I somehow made my way back to the boat. Luckily it was a small island, so it wasn't a long walk. And then I remember waking up again on the boat, running out to puke. Just nothing coming out, and I just said fuck it, call the ambulance and got a fucking ride to the hospital.
You like to go to the hospital when you're drunk.
Apparently so.
Like when you're drunk, and then you were saying that one time when
Something
you were
about the
hungover.
fluorescence, you find it soothing.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I guess a lot of times drinking, I think I'm going to die, but then I think, well, everyone says that when they're drinking.
Yeah.
Like you eventually won't. What did they do that time? Did they treat you that time?
Yeah, yeah, this,
What'd they do? Pump your stomach?
no, they
Did
just,
they get a lot of cum out of there? They didn't even pump his stomach. Why'd I keep going?
wow.
Well, what did they do to treat you, though? What can you
like
do?
my sick laugh
They
because I like it.
they rehydrated me, and sent me on my way. Pretty
What
much.
kind of bill was that?
No, I was I'm part Alaska Native, so it was free.
Oh, nice.
What do you mean part Alaskan Native?
1/8.
Part and Native seem to conflict.
I'm Alaska. Okay, I'm Alaska Native, recognized by the tribes of Alaska.
They best recognize.
Damn straight. They should recognize the 1/8 Native I am.
Did you live there long
You're
enough?
1/8 Native?
Yes. No, 3/16. Just 1/8 Alaska Native.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember hearing that growing up too.
Quack quack.
I'm part
Quack,
Cherokee.
Yeah, exactly. Turkey.
Oh, that's right. We used to make fun of you for that. Too.
Gobble 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 gobble.
I got an idea for a sitcom. Part Cherokee and Pigface. Who wouldn't watch it? You guys reunite after 10 years. Let
Did a
cameras
bunch
follow
of
you around.
red-haired pig faces running around, scalping people.
Wow. That'd be horrible.
Did you live
Ugly kids.
in Alaska long enough to get that check every year?
Yeah,
What
but
do they
I
call
know.
it, a dividend.
Yep, PFD, but I never signed up for it. I was a dumbass.
Why didn't you sign up for it?
Too lazy and only wanted to do was work.
Oh man,
Too lazy and all you wanted to do was work.
I know. I didn't want to do anything once I got off work. All I wanted to do was go to work. I know
I
it's
see.
fucking weird.
So you never hung out with anybody, or were all your friends on the work base?
Yes, the latter.
I call
all
it
my
a work
friends,
base.
all my friends were at work, and it's a small island. I really had a lot of fun at the restaurant. I don't know how many times we would get drunk, smoke weed. Fucking a couple of times coke came into the picture.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
We don't talk about this
A little
that on this here
cocaine.
show.
Okay.
I'm just kidding, Tim.
We can talk about it.
Okay.
I told my one coke story on the show before. You're fine.
And it's not much of a story. It's like, hey, I want a little bit. Okay, I'm done. No, we'd like he showed me a trick of opening up the one of the doors, fridge doors, and taking a hit in there and then blowing the smoke into the fan. I don't know how many times we do that and get away with it.
So
even
you're
with
smoking
cameras.
at work.
Oh, we did all the time. Yeah,
Nice.
going to the downstairs fucking storage containers
Mm-hmm.
where all the food was held and shit, and fucking
And blow your
smoked
pot
down there.
smoke all over it.
all over it.
What brought you back? What brought you back to Tacoma? This magical Alaska.
My mother, she said she's getting a divorce and she needs help financially.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
So that's what you're doing now, living with her, paying the rent.
Pretty much.
So she doesn't work at all now?
No, she works.
Oh, she does.
Yeah, just Mike left her in financial dire straits.
High and dry, huh?
Yeah. Got cashed out his
This guy
401k.
sounds like a real dickhead. I can't get over it.
Cashed out his 401k and didn't pay the taxes on it. Real smooth move that was.
Did he take with him all of the, or maybe they were your mom's, but all those like nice like velvet? Remember there was like a whole bunch of velvet paintings in the living room.
No, Mom kept those.
Oh, okay, good.
Those were all hers.
So she didn't lose everything.
No,
in a new
No,
house
she-
now.
we just moved down to near my dad's house on Sheridan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's
Like
that?
within blocks.
Within blocks of your dad's house?
Yeah.
No
Within
way.
blocks.
Have you gone by there
Interesting.
recently?
I went by there, but there was no lights on, no car in the driveway.
Well, as I said yesterday, he probably sensed you were there. Shut off all the lights. Are you guys going to see him like... You should...
Do you think Tim
honestly-
actually has a chip like implanted with him so Tracy can keep constant tabs?
Honestly, I think I saw
2
him.
counties away at least.
Actually, you know what? That reminds me. I think I just saw him a couple of days ago. I was
Really?
I'm on the corner of 76th and Pacific, right by Fred Meyer's.
Yeah, that's his area town.
and
Sure.
I'm turning left onto that on my skateboard, and I was stuck because there's too many cars, and I saw a truck. Does he drive a truck?
Yeah.
Yes, he does. What
Orange.
color was it?
Orange.
No.
I don't know about orange.
It was faded. It was old, and I had eye
I
contact.
hate to say it, but I don't think it's him.
Unless
guy.
it was a
Okay.
work truck.
I don't know,
He
Could
is
be.
Mr. Chip.
Yeah, he's Mr. Chip.
Mr.
Are we
Chip.
allowed to say that?
I don't know. Maybe what you should do is like spearhead like the first annual Sheridan block party, and he'd be forced to come, or he'd be a neighborhood outcast.
Or how about I just go over there
That is
one
a
day?
good idea.
There's that too.
So what would it take for you to like show up at his doorstep now, or would you even make that step now?
Random desire. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd had random. How many Father's Day messages did you leave him that he never responded to?
None.
Apparently, I made that up.
He answered your question.
You certainly did.
In fairness, yeah.
I never left any messages. So.
All right. I'm just trying to figure out what it would random desire.
Yeah, just if I felt like
And
one
you
day
don't
after
feel like
work,
that's right around the corner.
Yeah.
You're like showing up at his doorstep.
Yeah.
My dad takes to climbing over that gate that he has out there in his front yard.
My dad used to go, when he was divorcing my mom, he used to go visit your dad all the time, which annoyed your dad to no end. And even when he would lock the gate and shut off all the lights, my dad would climb over the gate to get to that front door and ring the doorbell.
sleeping.
He's not good at taking a hint. I think Dad just had no other options. There was nowhere else to go.
If it makes you feel better, he probably hates my dad more than he hates you.
Okay.
That's true.
I'm sure he doesn't hate me.
No, I hate's a strong word.
No.
I stand corrected. No, I know he does.
Tim hasn't done anything to piss him off, not since he was 5, and then he stomped on his toys. So
Okay, that's
they
starting
got
to come,
even right there.
That's starting to come clear now. Yes. I'm sure I was a little shit. I know I was a little shit back then.
Yeah, man.
Walking like a duck all around
Quack,
the
quack.
house.
Kicking my shoes off at everybody.
Karate kicking his laser disc collection.
Or if he walks like a duck and he talks like a duck,
I fart like a duck too.
Black Brotherhood.